Welcome back. Rolling with Dave. Dave had a bad week. Let's talk about it. Okay, so we started the month off, first load of the month, on the 1st. And today's the 5th. So in 5 days, I've managed to take a decent load from upstate New York down to Suffolk, Virginia. It was an equipment move for Target. There was a trailer that had been in a location too long and it needed to be moved. So I got a decent rate on the load, and it was a great load as far as that goes. But there was the winter storm of February, so far anyway, and I knew that it was coming, and I watched the weather as I always do, and I was afraid that this was going to happen. I got down here, I got it delivered, and then there was no freight to be found. And it was mainly because it was the winter storm. Nobody wanted to move anything. And I was hoping at least to find something heading south. So, picked it up on the 1st. And then I ended up taking a 10-hour break instead of doing it all in one shot. And I got here on the 2nd. So I made it, dropped it off, and then went across the street from where I dropped it off to find the load on the load board, and there was nothing. So I sat there overnight. That was the 2nd, and then on the 3rd, the storm had finally reached the East Coast and was starting to impact Pennsylvania, New York, and I mean, it was snowing in Texas. So, not unheard of these last couple of years, but you know, it was, the system stretched from Texas to Canada, and it was just impacting all freight. So pretty much the last 5 days, today's Saturday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so Saturday, let's see, Saturday, 5th, 4th, 3rd, would have been Thursday. So I delivered on Wednesday. I picked the load up on Tuesday, delivered it Wednesday. Nothing on Thursday, and left that pilot and went to another pilot closer to I-95. For one, to do a little grocery shopping, and two, to just position myself ready to go south, go north, or go back to Suffolk to get a load if something popped up. So, bottom line is the storm shut down the East Coast, and now we're at the weekend. So Friday by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if you didn't have anything, you're done. There's never, I never find anything after 2 o'clock on Friday. Brokers shut down, they go home for the day, for the weekend, and the weekends are just shot as well. Now, there were a couple of loads I discussed with brokers with, and one of them was Schneider. And Schneider's a different bird. Schneider is they have a power only. They have a load board for independent carriers, not the ICs. Those are leased on to them, but carriers like me that have their own authority and are truly independent, they can also book their freight. Now you can book it if you have your own trailer, and you can do power only. The problem I find with Schneider Freight is that they're still trying to sell the contracted rate. So when you see them on the dashboard, and if they are not even close to the 15-day average, that's the contracted rate that they're paying anybody and everybody. And they don't budge off of that unless circumstances deem it necessary to come up. So there was a load I was looking at that they wanted to move for $1,900, and the 15-day average was 2837, I think. So it took the storm and nobody moving to get them up to that price. And there was a window of opportunity in the storm that I could have picked it up and gotten it to its destination north, close to the house. But for me anyway, Schneider tells me that you can't pick up an empty trailer, then bobtail over and pick up your loaded trailers, go to your delivery, drop your delivery in New York State, and then drop the trailer close by in New York State. They now require me, anyways, I don't know if it's for everybody, to drop the trailer outside of New York State. So and I knew this when I called on the load, but I was trying to confirm that I wouldn't have to take it to New Jersey or some stupid place like that, or the broker, who was very nice, just responded with it. Well, it's always better to just continue running Schneider Freight. They've got the freight, and he was giving me the sales pitch, which is what he's supposed to do. And but again, it's all contracted rate, so I might have got a great rate on that one, but I would have to turn around and leave the state, and I need to be back at the house, so it just didn't fit. So this weekend was a bust. I got a decent rate coming out. It'll pay for the fuel there and back, but what was a $4 plus a mile load is now less than $2 a mile. The weekend was a bust. The week was a bust. I'm still looking on my way up. I'll stop and check the load board here and there on the way back to the house. But I'm deadheading home 500 miles to reset the weekend. And I mean, I've already got a reset. This is a personal conveyance 9.5. So, but I'll drive home and try and find something that's out and back on Monday, because I have a Tuesday doctor's appointment and a Wednesday dentist appointment, which cuts my week in half again. So hit, I hope. But I'm renting a trailer from Pedigree. So I'm renting a trailer from Pedigree, and it'll be a reefer trailer, and I'm going back to the dark side. Pedigree is a sister company to New Prime Inc., and they're renting out their trailers for just under $2,000 a month. All miles included, roadside, and all maintenance are included. No tire. Don't have to worry about the wear on the tires. It's all included. So the only thing you have to pay extra for is $1 an hour for the reefer unit. So it's the keeping track of the reefer hours and submitting those once a week or once a month. That's the only different variable. That's the only variable when you're renting it. Other than that, it's less than $500 a month for a spring ride. They have air ride. I think it's just over $500 a month for that. And so now I'll be able to haul reefer. I had to get reefer breakdown insurance. That was the only add-on I had to do. I already had all the other required insurance. And so all these trees bending over are heavy with ice. This is what the winter storm brought in. It was rain, then freezing rain, then slush, or slush, then freezing rain, and then the snow. But all these branches that are hanging low to the ground are still covered in ice. That frosting tips, that's all ice. It's just weighing those branches down. And that's really what made this so treacherous during the storm, which is why they had to shut it down and restrict certain vehicles from traveling. Freshly broken.